Good afternoon. More than 30 families had to move out this morning when a burst water main flooded their homes. The incident happened on the Great Hollands estate at Bracknell in Berkshire. Some properties were flooded to a depth of up to 2 feet. Residents have spent the morning clearing up, but it's likely that some families will have to be temporarily rehoused. Damage is estimated at many thousands of pounds. A Hampshire police sergeant who confronted a gunman and persuaded him not to shoot has been given a top Police Federation Bravery Award. Sergeant Nigel Hart was confronted by a car driver brandishing a loaded rifle. He'd stolen guns and ammunition from Army barracks on Salisbury Plain. Sergeant Hart eventually arrested the man. Ollie Lewis reports.
Sergeant Nigel Hart was on routine traffic patrol on the M3 when he came face to face with a gunman. A car pulled up on the hard shoulder just south of Junction 6 near Basingstoke, and he went to investigate.
As I got close to the car, I suddenly saw this figure roll out, and out popped this man in a combat jacket carrying the rifle, holding it right in front of me. At first, I didn't know what to think. I thought it might have been a training exercise, but then I realised it was for real.
The gunman had taken firearms and live ammunition from Tidworth on Salisbury Plain, where he was a serving soldier. Sergeant Hart kept him talking until he laid down the guns.
One must remember that he in fact saved the life of the offender, because undoubtedly if Nigel hadn't acted like he did, a gun battle would have ensued. And so all round he protected himself, his colleagues and the offender.
I think really when something that happens like that, you have to take control. You take a deep breath and think, well, here I go, I'm going for the best double-glazed salesman talk that I can do. And you just try and stay calm and think of all the things that race through your mind. There's so many. You put them to your back of your mind and concentrate on the thing in question, which was keeping him talking and waiting for help to arrive.
The gunman was later convicted of firearms offences and committed for psychiatric treatment.
Ollie Lewis reporting. Controversial moves to stamp out the sales of cigarettes to underage children are being planned in Hampshire. Youngsters are to be recruited by trading standards officers in a bid to catch out shopkeepers selling cigarettes to children under 16. It follows a similar campaign last year which resulted in a series of prosecutions. The new Dean of Winchester is enthroned today in an historic ceremony at the city's cathedral. The Venerable Michael Till says the promotion came unexpectedly, but he says he's ready for the challenges of his new diocese. Martin Dowes reports.
Turning a deanery that's housed 6 centuries of clerical history into a home isn't easy. For the Venerable Michael Till, it's done by hanging a few paintings donated by his artist son. Moving into the 16-bedroom deanery in the shadow of the cathedral is the first step in his new life as Dean of Winchester. He says he's ready for the challenges in charge of a cathedral that attracts as many tourists as worshippers.
Why they come is their affair. What they find when they come is very much our affair, and what we want them to find. And that's a question that requires us to think through very carefully. And very wisely and deeply, how Christian faith is made accessible to people today.
With faithful dog Gus, named after St. Augustine, at his side, the new dean's already made an impression. He came to Winchester on foot, making a pilgrimage all the way from his former diocese in Canterbury. The next step in his new life comes with the grand enthronement ceremony. It's something he sees as a communal occasion rather than a moment of individual glory. Martin Dowse in Winchester for Meridian News.
Sport and a major weekend event is getting underway in Basingstoke. The 1996 Festival of Sport involves hundreds of athletes from Basingstoke and its twin towns in France and Germany. To mark the occasion, many of the town's shops are adopting a special continental theme. That's it from the newsroom at Meridian for now. We'll be back just after 5 o'clock.
Meridian weather with Stena Line ferries. New horizons every day.
The forecast for this afternoon and tonight. Mostly dry today with a fair amount of cloud and the possibility of some light drizzle. Maximum temperature at 15 degrees Celsius. Tonight dry with mist patches and the temperature at 6 degrees Celsius.
Call the Meridian weather line, sponsored by Stena Line ferries.